morning, everyone. So, I am here today to make one of my favorite recipes. My family loves these. We make them all the time. Apple cheddar bacon egg muffins. And sorry, my son is home sick today, so you may hear toddler noises in the background. But these are great because not only are they awesome for as a brunch recipe, but they're great for even just an everyday recipe. So, all right, let's get started. So the first thing is I've got my oven preheating in the background. So we're going to take 8 eggs. And one of the things that's nice about these is not only are they good for, brunch, and they really hit those salty, sweet notes. Hi, buddy. They also are great because you can actually freeze these. And then you have them for breakfast on the go. So if you put them in individual bags.
I need some milk.
Okay, you're going to have to wait a few minutes, okay? You can actually freeze them and then just stick them in a bag and then you have them ready to go. Just pop them in the microwave and, nuke them on your way out the door. So they're really great for that too. So that's part of the reason. I'm a big fan of anything that you can make, freeze, and then have it ready to go for breakfast on the go. So, all right. So I've got 4. Ooh, I had a double yolker. I don't know. I get really excited about weird things like that. I don't know if I'm the only one, but 6. The only problem is that I don't know about you guys. Like, I get distracted, by like my child coming up and saying I need a glass of milk. And then I tend to count the yolks, and then I lose track. So, okay. So we've got 8 eggs. I need a half a cup of milk. A half a teaspoon of salt. And this I'm just going to kind of eyeball. I tend to eyeball salt. Okay, 2 ounces of cheddar cheese, which is 1/4 cup. I always as soon as I get a block of cheese, you can watch. I always grate it right away. So, and that's going to be, like say, 1/4 cup.
Hey, Mom.
So.
Look my stuff.
Oh yeah. All right. So I've got that, and then it's also going to be 1/3 cup of bacon bits. And this is also really just kind of one of those dump recipes. I am going to give it a quick. I'm going to add my seasoning next, which is going to be 1 tablespoon of French toast seasoning. This stuff, there's directions in the recipe for how to make it without the Pampered Chef French toast seasoning. It's a lot more work, and honestly, this French toast seasoning is amazing. It is easily my favorite seasoning that we sell, and I will put it into pancakes, waffles, anything like that, and people now think I have a secret ingredient when it comes to making any of that stuff. Can you say hi?
Hi.
I can't really see that. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm just...
Mister.
Well, hold on a minute. Let Mama break up the yolks at least, and then you can start. Do not touch the knife. Remember, you ask before you touch things. Nope, same thing with this. Cooking with toddlers. We were just talking about this yesterday, and he's at that independent stage where it's great because you're like, oh my gosh, you're into everything. But at the same time, you're like, oh, I took a shower, and I forgot to grab a clean washcloth. And so I was able to be like, oh, hey, can you go grab me a washcloth? Okay, so now I'm going to have, so but the good news is now I can give this to him and he can stir that for me. But I'm going to add, in the meantime, you can do fresh cooked bacon, but it just calls for real bacon bits. So that's what I'm going to do. Woo, there you go, stir those up. Stir, stir, stir.
Wow.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to cut up the apple and this is going to be using one of my favorite tools. So this, it calls for half of a Granny Smith apple. I'm going to try to do this, that way you guys can see it a little bit more. It's always tricky trying to do this with the camera. So you guys are going to be able to see my face here in a minute. So with doing this, so what I'm going to do, you're not going to peel, for this particular recipe, you're not peeling it. You can if you want. It calls for half. So usually what I will do is I will just kind of cut one half off, and I'm just kind of avoiding the core. And then at this point, what you're going to do, so this is called the quick cut. And so I'm just going to take my half of the apple, just going to put it on here.
Is it okay if I...
No, fingers clear. You keep stirring, that's your job right now.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to lay this on here, and as you can see, it's got little grooves in it, and then this is kind of like a little bladed cutter. If you haven't used the egg slicer before, it's a very similar idea. The only difference is it's not hinged. But personally, like how I like to do it is I kind of like to go at an angle and then just kind of wiggle it back and forth. And of course it's going to be painful. And then just go back and forth. And then what I like to do because this one you want to pick it up and turn it, so you're going to kind of grab your apple and just pinch it together like this. You're going to lift this up, put it back on there, and you're going to turn it. Because now we want to cut it the other way. So now I'm just going to go back, cut it the other way. Hey, what?
You're cutting them into what?
Yep, can you sit down, please?
Little things.
Can you sit down, please?
Those Kiko. Those tiny little.
Yeah, tiny little pieces. All right, now I'm just going to dump it right into the bowl. Okay, move a second so I can, whoop, right into the bowl. And actually, this is my favorite way to cut apples now, unless I laughed. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, certain tools, like you know what they're going to do, and you know you need to be really careful. So, if you notice, I have a beautiful Paw Patrol Band-Aid on my finger. And that's from the traditional Pampered Chef apple cutter. You know, and it's like I knew, and I was being careful, and I was actually using, you know, a tool to kind of help me pop the core out, and I still cut my stinking finger. It's like, really? And then I laughed and I said, third world problems. I had to add a second finger to my phone for unlocking my phone. This one might be a little bit trickier to... You're doing a great job there, buddy.
Yeah, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Alright. Here we go. Okay, can move a second so I can...
Okay, some more of it.
Yeah, some more apple. Alright. So now we've done that, I'm going to put this in the sink. So this is our brownie pan, and I'm going to adjust my camera here a little bit just so that way I don't feel like I'm a headless person. Okay, so this is our brownie pan. I've had mine now for I think 5 years, and I laugh, I have yet to use it for brownies. If you like crusty brownies, you'll love it for brownies. I don't. I'm the person who leaves the edges for somebody else. I like the center. So I use mine all the time though. I love it for individual servings of things. He loves pancakes, so we use it a lot for pancakes for on the go. Because you can make pancakes, throw them in here, and literally 10 minutes later. So it's great. But, so now we're going to go ahead and start this. But the other thing is, if you like meatloaf, this will cook meatloaf in like 20 minutes. It's so much better. And portion control, if you're dieting at all, trying to watch what you're eating, so much better. So this is our, oh my gosh, the name is I'm gonna call it the oil mister. I don't think that's the right name, but my fibro is killing me this morning. So anyway, what I'm going to do is you put your olive oil, whatever type of oil you want in here. You pump it, and now it's going to spray in here. So now I'm going to spray my oil in here for non-stick. And best part is I know exactly what is in it. And that's what I like about a lot of the Pampered Chef products. And I just got to do a second pump. Same thing with the cheese. That's part of the reason why I started going to shredding my own cheese. Do you realize what they actually use, like shredded wood pulp, a lot of times, or formaldehyde as a preservative? So now, as a result, I try to do so much more and that's why I cook a lot of my own food. Just because I know exactly what's in it. And then if you do use this product, it's great. You know, your money goes so much further. You just need to do, excuse me, I jokingly call burping. When you're done, when you finish, just turn it and hear how it kind of does that little, and then just release it. And that'll make your pump last a lot longer. So the cap back on, you're good. All right. How's stirring coming?
Good.
Good. Are you done?
No, not yet.
I think you look done. You look pretty done.
Nope.
Yeah,
I just got to stir away on the apple.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to count to 3, and then you're going to be done stirring. Okay, ready? Last stirs. 1, 2, 3. All right, all done.
Hey.
Good job. Okay, so now what I'll do is, this is the medium scoop, and that's what I'm going to use to put this into the pan. So we're just going to, really it's kind of like half full is about how much you want it.
So we go 1, 2. Oh, and that is 3.
I'm trying to do it at an awkward angle here with my helper.
4.
Trying to keep it from going all over my floor and table. Granted, I have to clean today, but pro tip, if you're cooking with your toddler, do it before you have to clean the kitchen.
7.
But yeah, this is just one of those recipes that, like I say. And fun fact, we actually made this at my very first Pampered Chef party that I was a consultant at. So this recipe, you know how like you just have certain recipes that have, sentimental, thing for you? This is one of those for me.
12.
Yeah. I still have a little bit left, so I'm just going to kind of divvy it up. Yeah, I got some that look a little bit less full than others. So yeah, this is one of those recipes for me. He was so tired. He was being carried around, and everyone was taking turns holding the baby. And that's the whole reason I got into Pampered Chef, really, was because at the time, I had to quit my job because I was working before I had him, and I was working in retail, and I had a great job, and I really enjoyed it, but I had a regular schedule. It was awesome, which never happens with retail. And they brought in a new store manager, and he was like, "Oh, regular schedule? Nope, no one's doing that." And I didn't have good childcare that I trusted, and so as a result, I had to quit because I didn't have good childcare. And so I ended up doing Pampered Chef because then I could at least do parties around when I knew I had childcare. So, fun fact. So anyway, all right, so now I'm going to go ahead and pop these in the oven. I have to double check the time on it. My recipe went to sleep on my computer. I believe it's 20 minutes. But yeah, and then like I say, I'll post a picture when they're done. But thanks so much for watching the recipe with me. Good news is, I always tell you guys, when you are making this recipe on your own, it never takes as long as it does when I'm doing these videos, because I'm showing you tools, I'm talking, all that fun stuff. So I always tell you probably about half the time. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget, you can always get the tools by shopping with me at pamperedchef.biz/C DeBoer, and that's D as in dog, E as in Edward, B as in boy, OER. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me at chefcarrieskitchen@gmail.com. And you can always get the tools for free or for discounted by hosting your own party. So have a great day, my friends. Stay saucy.